Hi, I'm Kristina Mascher-Turner, horn player, and I'm coming to you from Brussels, Belgium. I'm so delighted to be a part of this year's online CYS Classical Cabaret. Now, I joined the Corvallis Youth Symphony back in 1984, which I believe was the third season. So it was really early days. I have a feeling most of you were a little bit later than that. It really sparked my love of orchestral playing, and it was an incredibly important experience because it did give me the idea that this is what I wanted to do for a living. After I left Corvallis, I went to the University of Wisconsin for my undergraduate work, and then I moved to Berlin in 1994. There I did another degree. I started to play with a lot of orchestras there, and I've just absolutely adore orchestral playing as well as chamber music. I was a member of the Danish Odense Symphony Orchestra for a while, as well as principal horn of the Brussels Philharmonic for several years before moving to Luxembourg. Um, anyway, I moved to Luxembourg because I fell in love with another horn player, Kerry Turner, who is my compadre in the American Horn Quartet and the Virtuoso Horn Duo. And together as a duo and a quartet, we've toured, I think, 6 continents. We've played all over the world and really enjoyed that. Of course, this Corona time has curtailed a lot of those pleasures, being able to make music together live with other people, as well as the ability to travel freely. My parents still live in North Albany, and I haven't seen them for nearly 2 years now, and so it's really tough to be separated from our loved ones during these days. But we've managed to kind of keep busy anyway, despite the lockdown. We also own a music publishing company called Phoenix Music Publications, posters in the corner there, which has been a real godsend during these times. We do a lot of online recording projects and kind of otherwise just keeping our chops up and biding our time until the world comes back to normal, till we can all come back together joyously and make music in person in front of audiences. So I wish the Corvallis Youth Symphony Association all the best for the future. And once again, I'm very delighted to be a part of this. So I hope you enjoyed this little performance. This is my husband, Kerry, and I in our living room in Brussels, performing a new piece that he's composed called Ghost Dance. Okay, thanks so much. Take care. Have a great time.
Hi, I'm Kenji Bunch. I'm a composer, violist, and teacher here in Portland. My relationship with the Corvallis Youth Symphony goes way back. When I was in high school, one of my very first musician friends was a young violist named Andrew Duckles, who spoke about the legends of his older brother Jason and their involvement in the Corvallis Youth Symphony. And I remember thinking, wow, that sounds like something must be going on down there. Years later, when I was living on the East Coast, I ran into Jason, who was also living out there, and we talked about that connection, and we met again back in Corvallis at the Chinchimney festival, chamber music festival that Eric Peterson, another COIS alum, had started with some other alums. And so I've been involved in that every summer, been coming to Corvallis for many summers now. And I've always been so impressed and just kind of amazed at what's going on here in Corvallis. Why are there so many wonderful musicians, and where's this tradition coming from? I got to know Charles Creighton very well, and Charles is now one of my dear friends. But he was a great supporter of my work. He programmed several of my pieces with the symphony. My wife Monica played my piano concerto. Eric Peterson played my violin concerto. It was just a really wonderful relationship that continues now. I had a chance to meet remotely with Jason and the current group this year, and do a little viola masterclass, and working with them and just seeing how the level just continues to be so high, and carrying this wonderful tradition. I'm so impressed, and just really admire everything that's happening with the COISA, and I just want to wish you all the very best, and wish you health and safety, and we're gonna come out of this, and can't wait to see you all in person and hear your beautiful music.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no doubt at all. It's loud and big and more, and it rounds inside the morning. It's all the way, that's okay. And then you look the other way. We can try, understand, look down, self-reflect on me. Getting the weather weather, sing loud, sing loud. You see the bacon, everybody shaking and singing loud, singing loud. Ha, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Ha, 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 staying alive.
Hi, my name is Tatiana Hargreaves, and I'm so excited to be a part of this year's virtual Cabaret celebrations. I was in CYS from 2008 to 2012 or 2013, and it was one of the most important parts of my social life in high school. I'll never forget my very first CYS rehearsal. I was in the back of the second violins, didn't know hardly anyone, was super nervous, and the moment that the entire symphony came in for the first time just blew my mind. It was the loudest sound I had ever been a part of. Even in that CV rehearsal space, it just sounded incredible. That was such a powerful moment. Let's see, other CYS memories. I remember coming to a rehearsal on Halloween one night, dressed in drag as Aragorn, and my stand partner Claire Park was dressed as Arwen, and we just played the whole rehearsal dressed as Aragorn and Arwen. I loved that. And then it was really special when I was a senior in high school to get to solo with the symphony, playing the first movement of the Beethoven Violin Concerto. Being in the orchestra since I was in 8th grade, I'd seen so many of my friends in the orchestra and people I looked up to get to be the soloist, and then when I got to do that, it was a really special moment. And first and last time I was a violin soloist, but that was a really special moment as well. Now I live in Durham, North Carolina, and I teach bluegrass fiddle at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. And pre-COVID times, I was also touring a lot with Allison DeGroot. She's a great banjo player from Canada. And now I'm mostly teaching Zoom lessons, and I actually did recently record a solo original fiddle album, so it's exciting to have a project coming out. And just trying to keep busy and play some music. It's been hard feeling motivated to practice lately, but it still feels good to play. I really miss CYS, and I miss playing in a symphony orchestra. It's such a special experience, and so special that Corvallis has such a strong program. So I'm really glad that I get to be a part of it again, and I hope to see you all soon. Alright, so I'm going to play 2 tunes. The first one is an original called Hurricane Clarice, named after the author Clarice Lispector. And then I'll go into a traditional fiddle tune from Kentucky called Brushy Fork of John's Creek. And there are a lot of different versions of that tune all over the state, but this particular version is from a fiddler named John Morgan Salyer. Although I put it in a weird tuning, so it's kind of become my own version at this point. So here's Hurricane Clarice and the Brushy Fork of John's Creek.
CYS people, this is Lara Wickes, and I'm talking to you as I talk to most people these days from my home in North Hollywood, California. I was in CYS from 1992 to 1996. Please do me a favor and don't do the math on that, how long ago that was. I started out playing second clarinet, and then by the time I was a sophomore, I was playing principal oboe. Probably sort of an unusual trajectory, but that's how it went for me. And I have been living in LA area for about 18 years, and I've been growing my career kind of piece by piece. I started out going to school down here and just ended up working. I won a few auditions over the years, so I play in the Santa Barbara Symphony, the Pasadena Symphony, and the New West Symphony. But I spend most of my time doing film and TV recording in the studios, and I've gotten to do some really cool projects for that, some of which have actually been with Corvallis people. I run into them pretty often, most often probably running into Andrew Duckles, who plays viola, and you probably know mostly as being Jason Duckles' brother. I've worked on several films with an old friend of mine, Rob Simonson, who was going to CHS around the time that I went to CV, and he is a really wonderful composer. The most recent thing I did for him was the another reboot of the Ghostbusters franchise. So that's not even out yet, so keep an eye out for that. That's something that Rob and I worked on together. And two very cool projects that I've done. There've been a few that I've done with Dave Metzger, who's a really amazing orchestrator who's from Corvallis. But the two I'm thinking of were Frozen 2 and Moana, which were both incredibly orchestrated and an awful lot of fun to play on. And another one that I got to do with a less direct Corvallis connection, but I played on The Incredibles 2, which was a really amazing soundtrack written by Michael Giacchino, but as you know, the movie was written by a Corvallis native, Brad Bird. So the Corvallis connections are everywhere. So CYS was really instrumental in giving me the experience and the confidence that I needed to do this work. One of the memories that jumps out at me was actually for a classical cabaret. It was my 10th grade year, and I know that because I was playing English horn for the first time. That's the tenor oboe. And this was probably the first English horn solo I ever played. In fact, I think it might have been one of the first solos of any kind that I ever played. And we were playing the Star Wars medley by John Williams. And I was very excited because, like all red-blooded Americans, I love Star Wars music. So I had to pick up a cold English horn after playing second oboe for the rest of the piece and play this solo. Little did I know that that's actually exactly what English horn players do all the time. We are always playing scary solos on cold, not warmed up instruments. So just for fun, I'm going to play it for you right now on an ice cold instrument. I still have it memorized. That's the exact solo that I played in 10th grade. Hopefully a little bit better now. But the reason that was, it was exciting to play it, period, but little did I know that however many years later, again, please don't do the math, I would actually get to play on 3 Star Wars films for John Williams himself, actually conducting us, which was really amazing. I was so lucky to be able to do that. I will play a little bit of one of those for you now. Now, Star Wars is amazing. It's not really known for its woodwind moments. It's more of a brass and strings kind of experience. But in the very last film, the suite, the Rise of Skywalker suite, starts with a beautiful hymn, which is sort of a woodwind chorale, and the oboe and flute play the melody. So if you ever look this up on YouTube or anything, you can hear this. It's actually me playing. And I'm playing in unison with with my friend Heather Clark, who's a really, really fantastic flutist. And it's just lovely. So I'll play a little bit of this for you right now. transitions into a big lush string moment, but that was kind of the place where the woodwinds get to shine. Good luck to all of you getting through this pandemic. This has been a really tough time for musicians and for music in general. We're all about being together in big groups, which has not been possible lately. It's been devastating. It's been devastating to all of us. So I hope that you all will be back together soon, making music, completing your education, and hope you enjoyed my story.
Hi, my name is Birch Pereira. I'm a CYS alum. I've had the pleasure to entertain for the CYS Cabaret these last couple years with my swing band, the Gin Joints. But this year I'll be joining you virtually, and I just really appreciate the 4 years I was in CYS in high school as a cellist, actually. I remember especially playing all this. I didn't know anything about classical music beforehand, and just learning about all these great composers, getting to play songs like Mars Suite from the Planets, and flip the bow over, and it was super fun. And when I came to college at University of Washington, I switched over to the upright bass, and having such a good cello background made that like very easy for me. And I played in orchestra for a while before studying jazz. And yeah, I'm just very grateful, and it's been great to see the program grow, back up bands like Pink Martini. It's so cool. And so I'm going to share a video with you guys. It's just a duet with my partner and I singing and playing ukulele and bass. Hope you enjoy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm a walking, yes indeed, and I'm talking, you and me, and I'm hoping you'll come back to me, hey, 'cause I'm lonely as I can be, and I'm waiting on your company, and I'm hoping you'll come back to me. Well, what you gonna do when the well runs dry? Well, you gonna run away. What you gonna do when I say bye-bye, and all you gonna do is drive by? 'Cause I'm walking, yes indeed, and I'm talking, you and me, and I'm hoping you'll come back to me, hey. Darling, I'd even die, 'cause I'm a walking, yes indeed, and I'm talking, you and me, and I'm hoping you'll come back to me, yes you'll come back to me, yes you'll come back to me.
I'm Jason Duckles. I'm the conductor of the Corvallis Youth Symphony, and I'm also an alum. When I was 15 years old, my family moved here from Canada. My mom got a job in the public schools as a strings teacher, and Ann Ridlington, elementary strings teacher, was a student in my mom's middle school orchestra. My brother and I joined the Corvallis Youth Symphony, and the Corvallis Youth Symphony felt great. And the conductor, Charles Creighton, was enthusiastic and relatable and talked to us like we were grown-ups and made us feel that we were all in this together, and that's something that's shaped everything I've done with music since.